20 seconds. Time for some spiritual manna. Hello and welcome to the Good Info Café, where multiple intelligences meet each day. I'm JK. Maybe, almost. Sort of. Got a big, messy list. Once again, this is to keep me focused. This is how I stay focused. And I think I might just do the song right now and then get into... No, I'll do it at the end. I don't know. We'll see. But... on the tail end of the bronchitis... The winter is still happening, but it's warm today. It's warm today. I'm going to sing a little bit of what I'm supposed to have on the list here. Look what I have, Chiquita banana, and I come to say, I don't remember the song. And I'll come to say, and not open from here. My wife taught me how to open from here. Let's see if it works. But pause the video so you can get your food so we can break bread. People do not live by bread alone, but they do live by food. And what did I call it? Oh, I got it. Nutritious input. Now it is time for my nutritious input. I must input. See, then it's a liquid or anything, medicine, anything that's ingested through the... Anyway, let's say you got IV. That wouldn't be through the mouth, but it's still nutritious input or helpful input. Trying to find that overarching category for the breaking of the bread section. Do you guys know about this? This is how monkeys open it. They just squeeze the end. Look! You just squeeze. You saw me do that, right? It's kind of a yucky... Oh, but the banana, peanut butter, banana, garlic, and more garlic. Oh, excuse me, please. Sorry, I didn't cover my mouth. That doesn't really make up for the one before, but it's a reminder. So there it is. I'm going to take off that tip there and stick it over here. I do have my napkin, my handkerchief. I don't have my trash can. I should have a trash can over here. I'll do that for the future. But you just squeeze the end. It's much easier than here. In the comments, tell me anyone who didn't know that and was like, wow. And that's touch too. That's a touch sense. And then the smell sense and then the, the eating part. And I'm dropping banana on me. But get your 5 senses going. The multiple intelligences need the 5 senses. Get the 5 senses for multiple intelligence. I'm not sure which way, and I might just do both. Yeah, and it gets too loud. Multiple intelligences need the 5 senses. Multiple intelligence need the 5 senses. Multiple intelligences need the, not need the, make the, I don't know. Oh yeah, also I have pictures, and I think I might have shown these before, but that's me. In my high school soccer picture, I was one of the captains, him, and that's my closest friend growing up, and Rudy over here. I think that's, yeah, those are the 3 tri-captains. So, I just came across these, but I think I might have shown these. This is me right here in Jet magazine, April of 1998 or something like that. Denise Williams, but I think I showed that. I was at Howard University. And then this is my first. That's me there. The more formal picture. And my first soccer team. So there it is. Walt Whitman High School. Junior varsity team. I took over the varsity in 2000, I think it was, or 1999. And my record was 112 wins. 5 losses and 5 ties. Never lost at home with the JV team. Never lost a home game in 12 seasons. And one season, my team scored 38 goals and had 0 scored against us. But not many other JV girls soccer coaches in the area had an international coaching certificate from England, from the FA. So, heavy into soccer. I'm bringing it up because we have a new subscriber, and somebody made comments from last night's video who might be in Brazil, and he had a video about Pele, and I got to shake Pele's hand. That's kind of a cool story. So I think I'll tell that one. And someone mentioned that I had cool stories. See, I'm jumping around, but I'm really excited. I'm going to tell this story. So I was a volunteer for the World Cup Organizing Committee. I did mention that because in 1989, my neighbor said, oh, you're trying to get a job there or volunteer? I'll get a friend to write your recommendation. So I got my letter of recommendation. It was from Henry Kissinger because he's into soccer. And they were all like, wow. But I never wanted to push my privileged position, so I could have gotten a big time position there getting the recommendation like that. And they were all wondering, looking back, I'm like, they were wondering why I didn't push for that. But I just was a volunteer. I guess I wanted to keep my independence, and I did have another job teaching. Anyway, so we went to Madison Square Garden for the draw for the 1994 World Cup. So I was a volunteer, and I was an usher. I ushered Sepp Blatter. Some of you might have heard his name on George's channel because he was part of the FIFA scandal. He was the president of FIFA, and he had to resign. I don't know what he ultimately did. And J.O., I don't know how to say Havelange, him also. But I met Sepp Blatter. We talked about the future of soccer, and we talked about how the future, this is 1992 or 93, was in the women's game. I had coached with Mia Hamm in 1988, right when she was out of high school, and she was a little shy and ferocious on the field. When the game was over, she was nice and shy. So she saved all her energy for on the field. Just a great thing for athletes, and if you just a good role model for pick your battles and that kind of thing. So a friend of mine was picking up Franz Beckenbauer, Der Kaiser, one of the only ones to win a World Cup as a player and as a coach for Germany, and he picked him up at the airport. So I'm like, bring him by. So we brought him by, and I got to hang out with Franz Beckenbauer. Then later in the day, I'm staying there as an usher up by Madison Square Garden by the stage. I think the small stage, like they have a auxiliary stage. Auxiliary stage, you'll tell me. And then all of a sudden, the whole crowd, nothing's going on. All of a sudden, the whole crowd's going over to this corner over here. And I'm trying, and I'm tall so I could see, but I couldn't really for a while. And then I was like this because the crowd went right past me, and we're like this. And then I see this figure coming through the crowd, and then everything got silent because he stopped really slowly and just started moving through the crowd of people in this auditorium. And they were going to pick who plays who in the World Cup in 1994. So we slowly, and then as he gets closer, I see it's Pelé, however you say, Pelé. And he came right up to me and shook his hand, and he went right past and then jumped up on the stage. So instead of coming from the back of the stage, he mingled with the people, but everyone got quiet after they were going, bah, 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 and then he just brought the energy down. It was really an incredible experience to see this, probably one of the most well-known people in the world at that time, and still. And he just controlled the crowd in a good way. So no one was going crazy, and everyone just stood there. You could hear a pin drop. And he came right to me, shook his hand. I don't even know if I said anything, because he was one of my heroes growing up. I got to play at RFK Stadium in front of Pelé and Caniglia from the New York Cosmos. And we won the game 2-1. I got 2 assists. And my good friend in that picture got the trophy. I think he got to meet Pelé. My closest friend growing up, he got to meet Pelé after that game at RFK Stadium when I was like 19. I know I'm jumping around. I got a lot on here. This might go over. I'm not canned music. I'm authentic. So no pitch correction or whatever that's called, auto-tune, no effects. This is just acoustic. And that's how I like it. And it's much harder to do. And you have to have, I have either perfect pitch or very good relative pitch. Apostasia. falling away from the law, from Christ, from the good stuff, and that's going to happen before the second coming. In the end days, there's going to be a noticeable falling away. So, the falling away of the church in Israel and following God goes up and down, but it's going to be a noticeable falling away. So that's one thing that has happened before Jesus comes. But the gathering of the gathering of Israel was one of them. So we might be in the end times. That's going to be one of my subjects. The other is masculinity and femininity, and then one more that I'll reveal on the weekend. Dimash Kudabergen from Kazakhstan sang last night in The World's Best on CBS. It's going to be every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And last night was 2 hours, but I don't know if they're all going to be 2 hours. 10 shows, so that was number 1. So 9 more shows. And I voted for him when it was over. I guess you have to wait till the show's over, and then I did a tweet. I don't do tweeting. I've been on there since I went to this conference where in order to do this workshop, you had to get on Twitter, so I started it, and I used it a few times for information literacy and Mr. Paul Zerkowski, but I've used it maybe 5 times, so I think I did it right. I have a lot of things, so I think I'm going to go over my kazoo. Many of you might remember with George, I had the kazoo. I was born in a crossfire hurricane. I can't remember what songs I used it for, but different strokes for different folks. Anyway, I just remembered I had that in my other backpack. So there you have my traveling backpack. The word THRU as another way of doing THROUGH. THRU. I want to start getting that to be accepted. That THRU is just as acceptable as THROUGH, going through something or through the music or spiritual. I have a new saying, where Eashoa's, and that's an Aramaic name for Jesus, I think. Eashoa's, spiritual manna, something. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, spiritual manna reigns on earth through music, something, and mirth. It's a rhyme with earth, see, mirth, earth. Music, remedies, and mirth. I'm getting ready for a longer one anyway on the weekend. Tomorrow I think I'm going to sing my whole thing, maybe make it 10 minutes. And then on the weekend it's going to be a long one to set the table for launching phase 3. So, I see, your signature, yes, and my bias. So everyone has a bias. I hope my bias is towards the truth. Well, it's towards God. And my mission statement is to do the will of God. That's my mission statement. And I think to help Jesus in any way I can for the second coming, to assist in the second coming happening, progress towards that. Anything I can do in that area. But, la 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 la. So that's my bias. I hope that's my bias. And of course my other bias is where I was born, grew up, my family, that everyone has from their nature and nurture and all that stuff. Here's another interesting story. This is really interesting. Listen to this. Okay. As a teacher, I'm like, okay, this one's important. But as soon as I got still a little sniffles there, got my handkerchief that I'll use as a napkin if I need to. So I just need to get a trash can. I might make a note of that now. I'll remember. So, listen to this. I see you commenters, and I'm like, where multiple intelligences meet. Yes, but not naturalistic. Here we can't really do that. We can talk about it. But I see your personality, your voice, and it's also called your signature. So when I was at music school as a theory and composition major at the University of Miami, where I was playing varsity soccer and being recruited by the Fort Lauderdale Strikers and doing music, and I went towards music from there. My teacher, there was a study, so this is 1980, 81, that 79, 80, that said Beethoven's music and other composers, there was a signature that was in all of their music. No matter what the music was, it would be the signature of Mozart, the signature of Beethoven. And so where we meet here in your comments, I can't get a feel for your voice, your personality, your signature if you don't make comments, but that's our interaction. So it really gets a slice of the mind, and I'm starting to see who you are. Commenters, it's awesome. The main 12. So, I got to do a commercial. I don't have my t-shirt on. I have Ireland. I don't have my t-shirt that I created, that I designed. But it's time. If you've been thinking about getting my design and you like that concept, Christian extremist equals extreme love, to contrast it with other systems that at their root, they're not about love. And so that's what the extreme would be, whatever it's good or bad. And obviously the root of Jesus is good, love. Okay. The scriptures. I'm learning the script, God's script, scriptures. Tell me if you hadn't ever thought of that. Because I think I just thought of that yesterday. I'm not saying I came up, I'm the first one. I'm just saying it came to me. God's script, scriptures. Learning God's script will help us in the end days. Learning God's script will help us in the end days. Learning God's script will help us in the end days. I went different key, but that's okay. All right, maybe I'm practicing for this weekend. Maybe I'll hit about 20. And I think this weekend's going to be longer. My grade for the Democratic Party. All right, so this is what it's based on. So my grade here is, whoops, you didn't see that. Cherie don't like it, bone chicum, rockin' the cash bar, Cherie. All right, so anyway, so there's my grade continuum. The Democratic Party. So I've known it, the Democratic Party of JFK. I mean, that's what my parents, that was the last time they voted for the same person. And my mother passed in 2008. So right before former President Obama, she might have voted, she probably would have voted for him. My dad didn't. So anyway, JFK, Democratic Party, Joe Lieberman, Democratic Party. It's definitely been going far away from that. And so the question of the day is the Democratic Party going too far towards not being helpful to a lot of people, to being only for the elites, or going the extreme? What's the Democrats, didn't they try to get rid of God, or they voted to get rid of God, but the guy was like, no, the yays win, or whatever. And as far as it goes away from God, the grade goes down. So my grade for the Democratic Party, which I first voted for Jimmy Carter when I think, or I would have, I was just around 18. I have a memory of voting for him, but when I looked up my age, I wasn't 18 at the time. It was November, and I turned 18 a month later. I don't know. But anyway, then Reagan, and then Ross Perot, and boy, am I proud of that. I am proud of voting for Ross Perot, baby. And all you who, anyway, I would be ready to debate anybody on that. So I'm an independent, a registered independent, and I'll grade the Republican Party tomorrow. But the Democrats, I think when they were really like Thomas Jefferson liberal and JFK liberal, were here. And where I grew up, Montgomery County, Maryland, very liberal. And they are on the way down. They're like over here. The Democratic Party's over there. Yeah, for their grade. I'm going to go to 25. Oh my goodness. But I'm feeling it. You guys know I'm feeling it. You can tell. Make sure I get through everything. So commercials. So, Patreon, I still don't understand it, and I will learn it. I'm working with Brent, or Brent's waiting for me to learn about Patreon. And then maybe $5 a month, You know, if I get 20 people, that'll be some regular, and that's also a vote. That's a vote about, you know, going to phase 4, I guess. I don't want to forget, I think, where is it? I think that's it. Goodbye. I don't want to forget to do that at the end because I keep forgetting, and then do some fun rhythms. And I know the one, yeah, here we are. How did we get to 20? Thank you for those who stuck with me. Stuck with me. Aww. But Frank, I cannot go as low as that other guy in the video you showed me. That was awesome. I can learn some vocal fry. It's also called something else, straw bass or something like that. They just saw it from a voice teacher, straw bass. All right. This is fun. Oh yeah, nutritious input. Now it is time for my nutritious input. Time to input nutrition. Time, and you too, if you've already eaten, sorry I took so long. Love will be see us through. Who can name that song before I do it? Who can name? I can scratch my eyebrow, right? Cherie don't like, Cherie don't like it. Boom, boom. There we go. Cherie don't like it. I'll do it with the other one. Ah. Oh. No. I need to have free hands. Cherie don't like it. Boom, boom. Rockin' the cash bar. Rockin' the cash bar. Cherie don't like it. Boom, boom. Rockin' the cash bar. Rockin' the cash bar. Woo! I'm feeling, Brent. I'm feeling. Phase 3 is coming. And I got some big, important stuff and Mirth, fun stuff. Oh my goodness, energy's feeling really good. So, I hope I'll remember to sing everything tomorrow. Oh yeah, whistle tone. Ah, where is it? It's here. There we go. Oh, warts and all, good, bad, and the ugly. All right. Oh, I'm just more free. So I'm doing my natural instincts. All right. So here we go. Am I gonna hit 25? I appreciate you all. I'm gonna go past 25. I just want to make sure I got everything. Time for my nutritious input. I already did that. Time for a song. I think I got them all. Not can music, kazoo. Perhaps love is like a resting place, a shelter from the storm. It exists to give you comfort. It is there to keep you warm. And in those times of trouble, when you are most alone, the memory of love will bring you home. Oh, love to some is like a cloud, to some is strong as steel. For some a way of living, for some a way to feel. And some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. And some say love is everything, Some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain, like a fire when it's cold outside, thunder when it rains. If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, the memories of love will see us through. Live forever? No. I mean, not in this body, not on earth. Not in heaven, yes. But not in this crazy world. That also is beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with me. This is practice for my long video this weekend. I think that's it. Goodbye. I think that's it. Goodbye. I think that's it. Goodbye. Bye, bye, bye. I think that's it. Goodbye. 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 Thank you for joining me for Spiritual Manna at the Good Info Café.